Hi everyone, welcome to another video with Exploring with S&H. Today we thought we'd keep it local and visit a local castle and an abandoned priory in Sunderland. We tend to forget that when we're out exploring that not everybody is from Sunderland, and we've got some great things in the local area, and this being one of them. So today's explore is Hylton Castle and Hylton Priory. Unfortunately, there's been some sound damage on the original video, banging and knocking, and I cannot get rid of it. Hence why I'm doing a voiceover on this, which is really annoying because I do give the full history on the video. So, Hylton Castle was built around the 1400s by Sir William Hylton as a fortified manor house, though the only surviving structure is the 4-storey gatehouse, which you've just seen on the video. The castle remained the Hylton family principal residence for generations, and it underwent significant alterations in the 16th century to subdivide the Great Hall and major renovations in the 18th century to create an Italianate-style mansion with added wings. The Hylton family sold the castle after the last male heir died in 1746, and it eventually fell into disrepair before being taken over by English Heritage for preservation. The imposing 4-storey gatehouse was built by Sir William Hylton between 1390 and the early 1400s as a fortified manor house. It was decorated with the coats of arms of the Hylton family and their allies, and is believed to be part of a larger castle complex that was never fully built. The priory that we're exploring now is known as the Hylton Castle Chapel. It's dedicated to St. Catherine. It has a history stretching back to 1157, with the first chapel likely existing alongside an early wooden structure. The current ruined chapel was built in the early 15th century and was later modified with an east window and 2-storey transepts. By 1728, the chapel had fallen out of use and lost its roof, though it was used for burials and was supported by chantries in the 14th century. Now, when we were walking around this building, you can actually see where there's been modern day restorations and where the old 11th century building stands. So it's quite fascinating inside. You can see the marks of time and the different types of brickwork. So in 1157, a chapel dedicated to St. Catherine was known to exist on the site, possibly while the original castle was still wooden. In the 13th and 14th centuries, the chapel was used for family and household burials, and chantries were established in 1370. There were 3 chantry priests serving the chapel. The last chaplain was appointed in 1536. So we'll just take you through some construction dates here. So the early 15th century, the current ruined chapel structure was built. The late 15th or early 16th century, an east window was inserted, which you can see here. The late 16th century, 2-storey transepts were added after the Reformation. By 1728, an engraving shows the chapel was roofless and had gone out of use. By the 18th century, the last Baron Hylton carried out repairs and briefly restored it to use. In the 19th century, another owner, Simon Temple, also carried out repairs. But in the 19th and 20th centuries, the chapel fell into disrepair yet again. As you can see, the chapel is now in ruins, but the remains of earlier chapels are believed to survive beneath this present structure. The castle and chapel together form a scheduled ancient monument, and the site is now in the care of the state and is a focus of ongoing restoration efforts, which you can see there's various brickwork in different parts of the buildings that have been restored and are being well maintained by English Heritage. The castle, when it was being restored, geophys actually picked up on things under the ground. So a time team investigation that was televised was actually shown on ITV, where time team came in and they found lots of artefacts and antiques and things that were buried under the car park, which is absolutely amazing for the area. And you can see some of those artefacts actually inside the castle. The castle and the chapel were also featured on a religious programme called Highway, which used to be filmed during the 80s. And a school choir from Benedict Biscop School sang their school song, Let There Be Peace on Earth, outside the castle. Alvin Stardust, a pop star at the time, sang another song inside the chapel, which we're looking around now, which was great for Sunderland. And you might be asking, how does she know about Benedict Biscop School Choir? Well, I was one of those lucky children to be stood outside the castle singing my school song. And I have got it on VHS, and one day I will convert it and I'm going to put it on my YouTube video for all my friends to see, because I don't think we've ever seen it since. It was a great experience to do and something wonderful for Sunderland. So I just thought I'd share that with you. So the Hylton family lived at the castle for several generations, making very few changes until the 16th century. And what they did then, they inserted floors and galleries into the Great Hall. Household inventories from the mid-15th century also mention other buildings that were on the site, such as a great hall, chambers, barns and a kitchen, in addition to the castle gatehouse. Now what you can see now is inside the chapel. Again, steeped with history, all of these windows will have had stained glass windows. You can see here that there's been various restoration. The old stone remains, but the new stone's been inserted to keep the windows in the state of repair that they should be. So there's been lots of restoration over the years, and it's a really, really beautiful site. If you are local to Sunderland, or you are a great explorer, you just love exploring history like we do, come and see Hylton Castle and the chapel. The castle is absolutely brilliant. Once we show you that, they've actually inserted a new building into the stakes of the old building, so that they've built a building inside it, which is absolutely phenomenal. It's very, very haunted. It's supposed to be haunted by the Call Lad, same as the pub down the road in Hylton Castle. So there's been lots of spooky investigations around Sunderland as well. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you like our content, please share it with your friends, subscribe and share it as far and wide as you can. We love exploring, we love history, and it's one of our fab hobbies. So thank you very much.